Now, last year, the former Safaricom CEO, Michael Joseph, was appointed as the new chair of the board at Kenya Airways. Earlier today, he spoke to CGTN's Uche Okoronkwo. He told her that the carrier still has a really long way to go before it's really out of the woods.
From where we are now and where we've come from, and with all of our capital restructuring, and assuming our capital restructuring goes well, I am very confident that we can turn this airline around and to be a successful airline. It's not easy. I mean, margins in airline business across the world are, if you have an operating margin of 8%, you think you're doing extremely well. And you look at around the world, 8% margin, operating margin, is normally in a really good year when the fuel prices are low and everything like that. So I think we definitely have the beginnings of a success, of a turnaround. And I'm confident that we can take this to the next level for sure.
Now, you did say you expect it to be 6 to 9 months before Kenya Airways achieves stability. But what are your biggest concerns in terms of the obstacles that Kenya Airways cannot control between this period?
I just want a stable operating environment and a fair and competitive environment. I don't want unfair competition. And that's one of my concerns is, we have the Middle Eastern airlines flying in here. They are not public institutions. They are not commercial institutions as per se. They are government-owned, government-subsidized. They can do whatever they want, in terms of investments because, they are owned by the government. We are not. We are publicly owned, and so to some extent it's a bit of an unfair competition. So we just need to manage that.
But how do you plan to balance profitability with competitiveness?
The way to do this is you focus on revenue optimization. There's not a lot you can do about your costs. I mean, we've taken the costs out of this airline. We've taken as much as we can. Okay, there's obviously more to do. There's always more to do. But from a big point of view, we've taken the costs out. It's now maximize the revenue, and then the profits will follow.
Now, currently, Kenya Airways' net debt position is in excess of $1 billion. Can you give us more details on your plans to restructure that debt?
What we are looking at our stakeholders, for lack of a better word, is to see how we can restructure that debt, not the principal amount, but the repayment of that, the interest and the repayment and the term of the debt. Because what we want to do is to be able to fly our way into profitability, and therefore we need to invest more in the airline to make us more profitable, to attract more people, and therefore I need more cash reserves to be able to do that. So that's what we're looking at, is a improved cash flow by lowering our debt payments on a monthly basis to have more money to invest in the airline to make it a better proposition for our customers and therefore improve the airline.
Now, of course, a new CEO starts off next week at Kenya Airways. Why did you pick Sebastian Mikos, and can we expect to see him making some huge changes?
He knows the industry. As I said before, it's a very complicated industry. It's not something they just go in and tweak here and you fix it. There's a lot of moving parts. So I think Sebastian, the new CEO, fills that role really well. Now, is there going to be a lot of changes? Knowing the character of the man, he will be tempted to make lots of changes, but no, there will not be a lot of changes. One of my roles as chairman of the board, and particularly with him, is to mentor him through the early months, to make sure that, look, yes, for sure, you have some challenging, when a new CEO comes in, you always want to do a clean sweep. We're not going to do that. No.